Hi, I'm Mike Hoffmann, partner at Thoma Bravo, and this is Beyond the Deal, a special bonus episode of Thoma Bravo's Behind the Deal, and I'm here with the CEO of ConnectWise, Jay Magee. Jay, this is an opportunity for me to ask you some questions about your inspirations in business life and some fun rapid-fire items as well. But if listeners want to hear more about how our partnership came together, have a listen to our full episode of Behind the Deal. In case people are joining without having heard the episode, Jay, why don't you tell us about ConnectWise and the customers you serve?
ConnectWise is a company that empowers IT solution providers with unmatched software, services, and community to achieve their most ambitious vision of success, right? So TSPs, or another way of saying it, managed service providers, are really the backbone of small businesses globally in terms of all their technology needs, from services to making sure that they have the right technology in place to run their business and support their customers and so on.
Jay, what's the best piece of advice you've received from a colleague, a boss, or any other leader in your career?
Probably the best piece of advice, actually, it was one of the founders of one of the joint ventures of ConnectWise back in the day. When I first started at ConnectWise, he said something that was so simple, yet took me throughout my journey at ConnectWise and still kind of how I focus and operate, right? He said, follow the money. Right? Follow the money in terms of if you're running a business and you're invoicing your customers, right? Is that invoice appropriate? Did they pay? Do you have the internal mechanisms and tracking in place to ensure that it's accurate and so on, right? And you could take that all the way back until it hits your financial statements. And then this way you'd be able to see kind of where you have opportunity for improvement, or call it revenue leakage, or ways to just overall improve that experience for not only you, but for your customers.
Reminds me of the mentorship I got from Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. from Jerry Maguire.
What? Show me
the
money.
Little different, but
it's almost as if I served that one up to you, Mike.
Oh, too easy. I know. You know, if you think about other business leaders, dead or alive, who would you want to have dinner with?
Nothing here will be a head scratcher, but look, Warren Buffett or Satya Nadella, right? I mean, they're both tremendous business people and have done tremendous things in their types of businesses, right? Just look at Microsoft today, right, in terms of what they're doing, right, and what they've accomplished over the last 5+ years. It's pretty amazing. So, Mike, you went to a prestigious university. When you were there, did you have time for a part-time job?
I did. So you probably hear me talk about this all the time, but when I was in college, during kind of the holidays and summers home at the beginning, I used to work at Nordstrom. So I worked in the stock room, and then I was working in men's sportswear, so selling Tommy Bahama shirts and all the other kind of men's type stuff. And so I earned a commission rate of 6.75% on everything I sold. And I'll be honest, I mean, it was a great way to make some money on the side, and Nordstrom's a great employer. But more than anything, I think it taught me a ton about Salesforce incentives and different sorts of things, which has actually carried over and turned out to be somewhat true. So I actually learned a ton from that job that's helping work with software companies. All right. So you're a big Bucs fan, Jay. So Baker Mayfield, is he going to take you to the promised land, or are we going to have to bring back Jameis?
Yeah, so clarity, I'm actually more of a Washington Commander fan, is the current team name. But I have been a Bucs season ticket holder for, I think, over 18 years now. So I do really support the local team because I am a pretty big NFL fan.
You can't really be a Commanders fan. I mean, I used to be a Raiders fan, and at some point you just throw in the towel and say, you know what? Like, enough's changed. You just got to move on. So, now I'm kind of a free agent / it's really fun to watch the 49ers.
Speaking of football and your mention of Raiders, how's that done, right? I mean, do you need much therapy these days, being a ex-Raider fan, I guess?
Yeah, it's brutal. Every year begins with a lot of promise, and it doesn't always end up the way that you want. But the exciting part is now I get to go to Vegas at some point. I haven't gone yet, gone to Allegiant and check it out, which, if the game's not fun, I guess you can just go leave and go back to to paradise right around the corner. Jay, what was the first paying job you ever had?
First paying job I ever had, Boy Scout camp. I was a counselor. Actually, I was more of a cook in Boy Scout camp.
All right. Favorite business book?
Geez, I mean, that's what I read. I would actually say it's more of a framework around business, and it's from Strategizer, The Invincible Company.
Do you ever sleep? So you stay up later than I do, like just time zone agnostic. You're on the East Coast. And I also wake up with emails from you. So, I mean, how do you do it?
Yeah, look, I think genetics really come into play in some of those things. I could easily function off of probably an average of 4 hours of sleep a day. Some days I get less, some days I get a little more. But yeah, look, running a global company, I'm on the phone with Australia, for example, last night until 1, 2 a.m. our time, right? Obviously, it's Monday their time. So interacting with our colleagues, our partners and customers globally, right? I work all types of hours. Look, everyone asks me kind of what hobbies and passions I have. And look, I love what I do. I love the industry we're in and our vision and mission, that it is my hobby and my passion. So when that's the way it is, I don't see it as I'm working 20-hour days. I get to have fun doing what I like to do.
That's awesome. Perfect answer. Jay, thanks again for all the time you spent with us today, and really appreciate you spending some time on Beyond the Deal.
It's been great. Thank you, Mike.